Lily Tomlin made America laugh. From Martin and Rowan S. laughing in the 1960s to Grace and Frankie 50 years later, Lily Tomlin created millions chuckle at her wit, charisma, and unique performance style that Elsa's defiant, profound, and surprisingly kind. But few realize that behind the womanto survive, a heart learns to laugh and bring joy to the world. Lily Tomlin grew raised in Detroit, a steel and cold factory city that's surrounded by poverty and bigotry. Hollywood closed all privacy when it opened its gilded doors that a woman without a spouse was an abnormality. So she had to pick between a successful career and a secret love. Her life-changing decision became silent tragedy. Over 50 years later, people still witness Lily Tomlin perform. Small but bright, that familiar smile, raspy voice. Look closely, and that smile conceals years of concealment. She spent restless nights with Jane Wagner, whom she loved for 50 years but couldn't call lover before everything. Fame, smiles, and everything else can be sold in this industry. Even truth, Lily Tomlin kept one thing for herself: honesty at her heart. That honesty elevated her and isolated her, making her one of the most complex, tragic, and admirable history of Hollywood women. She made the globe laugh with the very things that hurt her. On September 1st, 1939, Lily Tomlin was born. World War II began. As bombs shook the world, Mary Jean Lily Tomlin was born in a tiny Detroit apartment .40 unit building. Every door led to another realm with different sounds, odors, and personalities that eye in the working class's sounds. Lily developed a special capacity to listen, recall, and speak to imitate. Worker parents Guy Tomlin and Lily May migrated up from Kentucky to Detroit during the Great Depression, hoping the industrial city would help them a better life. Her factory worker father, mother nurse and loving, quiet homemaker who struggled to keep their small home together, escaping the harsh metropolitan beat. From childhood, Lily had exceptional observing skills. While other kids played toys or kicked balls, she listened to neighbors in the apartment building corridor. Old lady downstairs with her leisurely Kentucky drawl, the factory worker upstairs grumbling densely industrial accent, mimicking them well. No one knew those childhood. Her unique comedy was based on neighbor impersonations. Satirical, honest, and caring. Southern Baptist Tomlins, but Lily knew she couldn't trust the Bible. She grew up hearing righteousness preaching, yet thought God was distant. As an adult, she became an atheist. Richard was her younger brother. Lily always took center stage, and was loud and furious, question everything. Her teenage years were a struggle between conformity and creativity. Her quick wit were perhaps too noticeable at Cass Technical High School, that often she talks. Lily stood while her classmates did math that replicated her teachers' voices, making the class chuckle. Her teachers sometimes punished her. Admitted that kid is stage-born. After graduation, Lily joined biology, was her first major at Wayne State University, hoping to become a doctor like her mother, but anatomical texts and chemical formulas didn't provide joy. It inhabited the modest college theater. Friends one day got her to audition for a small role in a student comedy. Few minutes in her first performance, Lily felt electrifying, as if she had found her niche. Belonged. She quit pre-med to act. A daring move for a working-class girl then. Lily traveled to NYC to improve her craft. HB Studio exposed her to Ruth Draper's work, the famed theatrical monologue pioneer. Draper could become anyone using only her speech, look, and gestures. Lily was enlightened. You may become a planet with one body and voice. Later, such philosophy became Sol Tomlin's ability to play dozens of roles without props, no extravagant staging. Before appearing on Broadway, Lily had to face the harsh reality of survival. She performed stand-up comedy in small bars in Detroit and New York that inebriated, noisy audiences regularly heckled at women on stage. She was a waitress by day at Broadway's Howard Johnson's. Despite carrying trays, Lily couldn't control her emotions. Performer instinct. To entertain patrons, she used the restaurant's microphone to improvise. Folks came to eat and watch the show on a little stage. Performing waitress. Lily learned from Detroit that only strength could survive. But New York taught her to laugh while hurting. Cold nights after singing for a few strangers, she went to her modest rented room, thinking of her parents and the voices in that old apartment complex, thinking, if I can make someone laugh, I may never be alone. Lily Tomlin emerged from that fight that the artist's survival instinct, utilizing laughter to overcome world stillness. From there began the long voyage, bright but lonely, disagreement, and lifelong quiet pain. Lily Tomlin entered the 1960s to construct everything from scratch. She started in little NYC comedy clubs that were only a few dozen scattered audience members watched each night, and rent was barely covered. Yet, even in those early performances distinguished Tomlin. She told more than jokes, and she became her characters. Elderly, children, workers, secretaries, each with their unique voices, peculiarities, and movements she learned in that Detroit apartment building as a child. Audience didn't just chuckle, they saw themselves in her. During comedy, drowning in recycled punchlines, Lily was a fresh breeze. Her humor lacked use exaggeration to show the absurdity of daily existence. Style immediately gained national recognition. In 1970, NBC invited Tomlin to join Rowan and Martin's Logan, America's most popular comic show. Initially, she declined. Television with its tight scripts worried Lily. She believed automated production would kill spontaneity, the soul of her work. Everything changed when she met George Schlatter, producer. He did notably recognize her talent, but offered her full creative freedom over her characters. Very rare for a female performer then. This trust was not wasted by Lily Tomlin. Within months, she built characters that made America laugh and reflect on itself. Most famous was Edith and a cheeky 5-year-old riding an oar, large chair teaching mature philosophy in a playful, razor-sharp voice. The character was proposed by Lily, and producers said, too bratty. The audience won't like a kid who mocks grown-ups. Tomlin didn't argue. She simply entered the stage as Edith and appeared with a southern drawl and innocent looks at the kids she grew up with. The room was quiet after she finished. Paused, then laughed. Edith and became culturally significant immediately. Phenomenon. Next came Ernestine, the caustic, fast-talking phone operator criticized middle-class American hypocrisy. Two personalities, one a youngster who told truth and an adult who lied for a living, became 1970s mirrors to USA society. Only Lily could make both feel real pain. The enormous success of Logan made Lily Tomlin the first TV comedian taken seriously. But she continued. In 1971, she released her Ernestine monologues on the comedy CD, This Is a Recording. Not only was the record a commercial success and a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Recording, a rare feat for a woman. Male-dominated industry. From television to recording, Tomlin expanded boundaries. Her imagination. She wanted to show that humor was more than jokes. Stirring both mediums. She took to the stage to command the room and express herself freely. In 1977, Lily performed her one-woman Broadway performance nightly. Alone on stage, she playing dozens of characters, from a grouchy old lady to a foul-mouthed cab driver to sarcasm-filled talk show host who changes smoothly in speech, look, and posture, without co-stars or extravagant sets. Yet, Lily Tomlin made the audience laugh and cry. The show was landmark, making her one of America's best stage comedians. A young woman performing in small places, Lily Tomlin became a multifaceted star. Few of her peers could master television, music, and Broadway. But more importantly, she reinvented humor. Not just for fun, to contemplate, question, and perhaps heal. Under the spotlight, viewers saw simply a little woman who could make a nation laugh. But Lily Tomlin knew the reality behind the veil. The only laughs she had to avoid breaking. Fame demands secrets, pressure, and loneliness. In the late 1970s, when many comedians faded, Lily Tomlin broke into movies unexpectedly. In 1975, she appeared playing a sweet gospel singer and mother of two in Robert Altman's Nashville. Deaf Kids. What appeared like a tiny role surprised critics. New York Times hailed it a stunning debut. Miss Tomlin doesn't act. She brings her character to life. The movie garnered her an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress, making Lily Tomlin a film actress from a TV comic star. Despite stardom, she stayed unchanged. No parties, pretense. I'm just a regular person, she remarked. In the audience are storytellers willing to listen. Hollywood welcomed her after Nashville, but not always warmly. In 1978, She appeared opposite John in Jane Wagner's Love Play Moment by Moment Travolta. Critics panned the picture as a fiasco. The press mocked it, and audiences left. With pain, Tomlin recalled, "I felt bad. After being hailed for Nashville, I was mocked. I didn't know myself anymore." Even though failure hurt, Lily never blamed Jane. Hands were held continued in art and life. In that gloomy time, Lily Tomlin realized something major. Fame might fade quickly, but love and art never compromises integrity. She returned with 9 to 5 in 1980 with Jane Fonda and Dolly Parton. The film rallied support Reagan-era working women. A snappy, funny tale of three secretaries fighting sexism. Dictatorial boss. Violet Newsted, Tomlin's character, was clever and acerbic, deeply human. A strong, independent woman. 9 to 5 was the year's highest-grossing comedy and a feminist classic pop cultural statement. From then on, Lily Tomlin was associated with a lady who strikes back with wit and humor. The 1980s, and she ruled theater and TV in the 1990s. Her 1985 film The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life reunited her with Wagner. Life in the Universe, a one-woman show in which Lily played dozens of prostitutes and housewives to aliens and activists. More than a monologue, it was Dot's statement on intelligence, loneliness, and meaning-seeking. The production won Tomlin the Tony Award for Best Actress, cementing her master of the solo stage and a unique voice U.S. theater had ever seen. She appeared frequently on television shows during this time, most famous shows: Saturday Night Live, Murphy Brown, The Tonight Show, West Wing, and Tomlin transformed the studio each time she appeared stage. She was friendly and witty, making audiences laugh, calmly contemplate themselves. Film, stage, or TV star Lily Tomlin had one rule. She only took roles that told truth. She didn't require stardom or million-dollar salaries. She needed purpose. That philosophy distinguished her and made her stand out. Audiences appreciate her for her honesty, not her stardom. Performance. In the 21st century, many of her peers had retired. In the spotlight, Lily Tomlin worked tirelessly. In 2015, she shocked Hollywood with her major part in the small film Grandma, playing a powerful, quirky, emotional lesbian granny. The show nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress. She proved it even in Tomlin carried a picture with realism and passion in the 1970s. Her longtime friend Jane Fonda joined her for the Netflix series Grace and Frankie that year. Two spouses leave their wives for each other. From 2015 to 2022, the show aired 7 seasons. Globally renowned for its humor, warmth, and compassion for older women. The Tomlin character Frankie Bergstein, free-spirited, rebellious, and loving, felt like a child. Reflection of her soul. Tomlin and Fonda participated in TED 2017 discuss friendship, age, and women's strength. Tomlin, what? I want buddies with fun, courage, disobedience, and most importantly, belief that life is still worthwhile. The audience applauded, not merely because she was amusing, because Lily Tomlin lived every word. At 80, Lily Tomlin had won almost every artist award. 6 Emmys, Grammys, 3 Tonys, Academy Awards, Kennedy Center Honors Center, and the Hollywood Walk of Fame, needing only an Oscar. Famed EGOT Circle. Awards were never her ambition. Trophy is hort minutes, but audience laughs forever. From poverty, Lily Tomlin's 6-decade journey from Detroit girl to American comedy legend art that shows wisdom, guts, and humanity. But behind the successes glitter hid her laughter's true meaning. Others delight, but a modest cure for her longtime pain. From here, the Lily Tomlin's secretive, difficult, and love-filled existence unfolds after 50 years. Behind the joy in Lily Tomlin's life was a silent symphony of courage and Broadway lights. She stated, "I've made people laugh all my life, but for many years, that laughter was a cloak to hide my fear." Early on at the height of her career in the 1970s, Lily met young Jane Wagner, Tennessee writer who transformed her life. Tomlin needed a writer for Edith and comedy album. After exchanging scripts, Lily wrote Jane, received a heavy packet a week before recording. She connected immediately after reading it. She invited Jane to California, and the time entered the hotel room. Small backpack, light hair, profound eyes. Lily realized she lost her heart. "I fell in love in 2 minutes," she recalled her. She wore knee-high boots and shorts. Not sure why, Booty saw my future. They were together since 1971. They kept their love secret for decades. At that time, a woman star's gayness might kill her career overnight. In 1975, Tomlin could be on Time's cover if she came out. She declined, explaining, "I want a bare no noun for my job, not a confession." She was divided. Worlds. One lit by theatrical lights, the other secretive. Even Lily's mother never discovered her daughter's sexuality. In 2015, Tomlin said, "My mother's Southern Baptist. It would have killed her. I waited until after she died honestly. She always thought Jane was my beloved friend." Tortured to love in secret, the two women built timeless. Jane Wagner inspired Lily's best works, the efforts searching for intelligent life in the universe. The play that made Tomlin famous worldwide. Theater icon. They work, quarrel, love, and forgive like two. Tomlin said, "Jane writes what I write, feeling yet not saying. I and her understand the world through words. Through laughing." After concealing, they still decided simplicity in 2013. After same-sex marriage became legal in California, Lily and Jane secretly went to New York court to get married without dresses or bridesmaids. A few close friends. Lily remembered acquaintances and old rings in a jewelry box. I smiled and replied, "We need rings." My jewelry box yielded 2 antique bands for the wedding. Life was 15 minutes. Although they contemplated having children, joked about using Jane's nephew as a donor, but decided against it. Tomlin said, "Guardian. Now I'm pleased we didn't. The world is too complex. Two don't want to worry about a child while I'm learning myself." That partnership was love and salvation for 50 years. Jane was mute when Tomlin faced public pressure and criticism for her art. Hold her hand and keep going. Without judgment. Will rewrite despite their differences. Lily neat, diligent, morning person who enjoyed gardening. Jane, dreamy, thoughtless. Lost their harmony and reading was nearly mystical. When asked about the secret, 50 years together, Tomlin told a reporter, "Respect and knowing when Tobe's silent." In a town of breakups and reinventions, they stayed one. A Palm Springs walk star for Hollywood's Uncommon Constance. 2012's Hall of Fame honored 2 inseparable creatives. Lily Tomlin didn't mention her Emmys or Tonys when discussing her greatest accomplishment, smiled and remarked, "I have Jane. Everything else is lovely. Consequence of loving the right person." They live in Los Angeles at 80. Angeles in her plant-filled, sunny house that on quiet days, Lily cooks, Jane writes, and they watch classic movies or read new scripts quietly. Two women who once had Lily may be drawn to holding hands in the light after loving in the dark. Not only does Tomlin's narrative prove love can last, but despite celebrity, prejudice, and loneliness, some people choose kind. Intelligent love is more valuable than any award. What has kept Lily Tomlin strong in her boisterous former world? Everyone laughs at Lily Tomlin based on awards alone. Rank among the 20th century's finest painters. But there's more to it. A quiet revolution in humor and how society views women, aging, and difference. Tomlin never settled into one role for over 60 years. Comedian, film actress, stage performer, producer, social activist, and pioneer. Before her, American television mostly ignored LGBTQ+ artists. After her, viewers saw a new kind of woman, an educated, ironic, vulnerable, strong lady stereotype. Edith and Ernestine and Violet Newsted in 9 to 5 show her unique charm. Every Tomlin character in Grace and Frankie was a portion of humanity, absurd yet painful, not because she mastered comedy, critics call her a storyteller, punchlines, but because she reflected society through laughing. In a period of greed, dishonesty, and desperate love, Lily Tomlin represented brains and uniqueness when actresses were judged by beauty standards. She inspired many women. Ellen DeGeneres, Tina Amy Poehler, Kate McKinnon, all have commended her with proving women can succeed. Thinking while laughing. For LGBTQ+ people, her legacy runs deeper. Tomlin never made slogans or statements. By living honestly and steadfastly. Her 50-year love with Jane Wagner, she never promoted her sexuality or relationship. Proved something deeper. That two people's love, despite gender, can be deep, enduring, and beautiful alone. By hoisting one flag. Lily Tomlin quietly pioneered the freedom to love and authenticity in one of the world's most demanding industries. After performing, Tomlin focused on humanitarian causes that promoted gender equality, environmental conservation, and animal rights, and sponsored several charities' education. Mental health and community arts were her 2014 Kennedy priorities. She gave a center speech, "We can't laugh and leave. If laughter lacks compassion, it's empty." Echo. Awards and reviews don't define Lily Tomlin's legacy. She was remembered as an artist who was honest and vulnerable. She showed that comedy can't cure tragedy. How to Live with Pain and Laugh. In 2023, when the Academy, many young actresses sprang up when her name was called for the Lifetime Achievement Award. "I held back tears," remarked Jane Fonda. "Lily didn't simply make us laugh. She improved us. She taught me compassion is the highest virtue. Intelligence." The Guardian wrote, "If Chaplin made the world laugh and cry, Lily Tomlin made the world think while smiling. Perhaps that's her eternal legacy. A quiet, friendly, but deep laughter human. A heartfelt comedy without beauty or pomp that honestly felt another's pain." Lily Tomlin never sought to be a legend, but her modest humility and courage made her humane. History will never forget or recreate this woman. Lily Tomlin, 86, was born on September 1st, 1939. That way she walks on stage, tells stories, or makes jokes, you'd never believe that time has passed. She lives quietly, differently, and as she did when she entered art. Abundant creativity. Grace and Frankie terminated in 2022. Tomlin declined to join Netflix's longest-running series, led by two women over 70. Relaxation. The 2023 independent film Moving reunited her with Jane Fonda. This story is about two elderly friends seeking retribution for an old wound. Though small, the film resonated with critics as a lesson in power of older women, told with comedy and dignity. Until 2024. Though she plays fewer main roles, Lily continues to appeared in interviews, public talks, and career tributes. And Jane Fonda attend 9 to 5 anniversary ceremonies. The feminist landmark that made them. Women's cinema pioneers still joke, hug, and laugh before the film. Cameras like time never passed. Lily lives with Jane Wagner off-screen, her artistic soulmate and life companion of over 50 years, in a sunny home. Their Los Angeles home contains a tiny garden, a book-lined study, and she famously commented, "When I wake up, Jane is. At work, Jane is there. When I forget myself," she says, "you're the person who makes others believe they're not alone." Lily is astonishingly healthy at 86. She does yoga and is vegetarian. Meditation every morning, neighborhood walks, and driving to the market. She doesn't drink, smoke, or party. As she remarked, "I lived in Hollywood all whole life, yet I've never belonged." That modest, grounded existence has maintained her mind and spirit clear. Though her eyes and voice are wrinkled, deepened, Lily's comedy, wit, and warmth remain. She describes remarkable serenity in aging in recent interviews. 80is and Cliff, wide sky. Having nothing to prove, all you want is to be kindlier. Indeed, she does. Tomlin backs it. Environmental, gender, and animal rights groups often participating in student art workshops and fundraisers. In 2024, she and Jane Fonda got the Women's Equality Trailblazer Award for their cultural contributions that changed how women in entertainment talk and lead. Tomlin occasionally appears on chat shows, quick-witted and incisive as ever, able to make audiences laugh with a raised eyebrow. Had she considered retiring? She smiled and said, "Retire? How can you retire when your job is to reduce loneliness?" With celebrity behind her, Lily Tomlin stays not for acknowledgement, for love, passion for her work and mankind. Inherent in her calm Los Angeles house, she is still that Detroit girl who thinks she can change someone. Laugh. The world may be less cruel. Perhaps that's true. Victory without glory at 86. But being remembered for warming others again. Gentle, breathy laughter from Lily Tomlin remains a gentle light in human loneliness. After 60 years in the spotlight, Lily Tomlin leaves behind dozens of roles, hundreds of laughs, and a shelf of stunning awards, but something uncommon in such a gorgeous world. Life philosophy. She proved comedy isn't mockery. As a Miansto love people. From a Detroit underprivileged girl listening to her neighbors' voices to imitate them on stage, to an 86-year-old woman still telling stories, her wicked eyes glitter. Lily's core has never changed. She has always trusted others. Many times misinterpreted, tough, or at Hollywood ready. She went her own way silently, with grace and unwavering. A universe where, although laughing is sometimes dismissed as frivolous, Lily Tomlin reminded us that it can be brave. She showed loneliness in ludicrous personalities. She helped people face reality by laughing themselves. Perhaps that's why her laughing lasts. At curtain time falls, it leaves a sorrowful but warm note in those who've experienced it. Heard. Artists consider her a pioneer, female pioneer in comedy, film, and creativity. She shows LGBTQ plus people that love doesn't need to shout. It only must endure and be real. To audiences, she tells stories that speaks via laughing, who showed the world that humor had soul. Reflecting on her journey, one truth is obvious. Lily Tomlin avoided fame. Fame found her because in an illusionary age, the world craves true people. Once, if there's I am proudest of living long enough to make people laugh. Lily Tomlin's biggest legacy was making them ponder after laughing, not in museums or engraved in stone. It remains in recollections that millions who have laughed, cried, and been understood by a small, brave, and woman of great compassion. Tomlin, who made the world laugh, not fearlessly faced discomfort rather than avoid it. What about you? When you consider, will you recall her laughter or tears? Share your thoughts below. Please subscribe so we can keep investigating the lives of Hollywood giants like Lily Tomlin, told with love, respect, and emotion that the artists who sacrificed their lives.